about to leave Byron, Georgia. So 579 kilometers to Tampa, Florida. Yeah, the truck stop was not too bad yesterday, except that first I parked over here. There were 3 or 4 empty spaces. It was real easy to back, but because of my trailer, the wheels are in the very back, and this was a curb lane. I always try to park there. I don't know why, because I keep forgetting that my trailer is very long. Like, I cannot back, you know, like how most guys with dry vans, see, they can have the trailer overhang the curb, right? Because their wheels are forward of the rear of the trailer. I cannot do that because my wheels probably sit, I don't know, 2 feet from the back, which results in my truck always sticking out too far, you know. And I'm lying there watching a movie, there's always guys like passing like this much from the front of my truck, and especially I was on that side, on the right side where people come, they exit from the pumps. So I said, no, I want to go in the middle and turn around, be on that side, so that people pass me, you know, don't bother me during the night. And so it took me a couple of attempts. You know, at night you're tired, it's dark. But finally I made it. And it's morning. I'm driving in a t-shirt, 13 Celsius. So you see, 144 miles to the border with Florida. I wasn't a good boy yesterday. Florida state line, Hamilton County. I once stopped here when a few years ago I drove in Mazda at this sign, and I took a pic, like a selfie. Hours to Tampa. This is still I-75 south. The temp is already 25°C, which is very hot if you don't speak Celsius. So I have my air conditioning on, and the bad news of the day is that it's not working properly. I remember it was acting up last time I used it in the fall, or when I went south a couple of months ago, right? And now, you see, the air conditioning is on, but normally I have the recirculation activated, because this helps to, you know, improve your fuel mileage, and you don't have to spend as much AC gas, you know, because you're already recirculating cold air. But as soon as I punch it in, the current basically dies down, so I have to keep it like this, so it's working, but it's if there's such an expression, you know, like lukewarm, so it's a look cold. It's just a little bit cool. Definitely, I hope it's not gonna be plus 30 or 80F, or actually that's 90F. So I saw a bunch of palm trees at the first stop where I filled up, and I called the place ahead where I'm delivering, like the rubber rolls, asked them what time they close. They said 4, so you gotta be here before that. And I'm 194k away, so I should be there in 2 hours, and now it's 2:30, so lots of time. Cute scene. There's 2 dogs, one behind the wheel and one in the passenger seat. Look at this. No safety belts. That's a clear violation. This is one crazy flying J, some 45 kilometers, 20 miles from my destination in Tampa. And this was a big mistake coming here. It's so busy. I just wanted to stop for, like, you know, 5 minutes to go take a leak and get some coffee for a change, and I couldn't get in. Like, guys parked right there next to the scales, and some other guys, he sees me coming, and there's only one truck can go in there, it's so narrow. He still goes in, you know. I was halfway through that little tunnel. The guy from the opposite side just goes in. I guess my truck is hard to see, you know, with these 2 huge rubber rolls. And of course then we're stuck in the middle, and he's not moving and I'm not moving. I'm just sitting there waiting. And finally I backed out and I went through the scale. You know, what a screwed up place. So I ended up just parking at a fuel island. Anyway, so yeah, it's a real short drive from here. I just hope the traffic is not too bad. Oh, look at this guy. And I guarantee he's gonna stop now in front of me. Well, I'm glad we got it on camera, so this adds more interest to our movie, right? A real screwed up life of trucking in Florida. So even though I like the climate of this little jurisdiction, but I don't like the congestion, you know. There's so many people here, so much traffic, everybody's crazy. See, it takes an hour to get out of the truck stop. Well, I made it to my destination, except they gave me a wrong street. Just one letter, like just the name of the street, or the same name with the word east in front of it. And that east made a huge difference, because turns out that street where I went first, and I looked it up on Google Maps, that street was had a couple of tire places, so I was confused. I thought it was the right place, and the guy says no. And then I called the place and they said, oh yeah, we're like a couple of miles over, but the street itself is split by a railroad, so you cannot stay on that road. I have to go back to the main road, and you know, and it's all tiny residential areas. Like, people look at me, you know, people driving, kids running around on bikes, they look at this huge truck with the rubber rolls. So basically I got into a residential neighborhood. There was no signs, like, no, you know, I didn't violate any rules or anything, but it's just, it was a wrong area. And then I drove further east, on this, what is it? Some kind of like major highway there, 2-lane, like a 4-lane highway, but not divided. And then I found this street. So these guys have to do with, they deal with this rubber. I'll be backing into that white building once they're done with this guy. So I'll go put the camera on the back. They told me it's gonna be a crane, and I know everybody likes to see big objects floating up into the air. Okay, I'm just about to back into that hole. Can it go higher? Well, the load is delivered. I got the paperwork signed. The guy is very nice, and they were supposed to close at 4. That's why I thought I was screwed, because they mixed up my address. I thought, that's it, I'm done. I'll have to wait till tomorrow. He says no. And of course this is Florida, so there's no truck stops that I know of where you can find parking. Well, the guy said, hey, why don't you park here on the grass? I said, hey, that's a good idea. You know? I love green grass in February.